Pull the guitar out. There you go.
This is Auto Collabs.
Welcome to Auto Collabs.
Oh,
Yeah,
got
we
it.
were just, sometimes we're going to do, I told Michael while we were in the room, we're going to create a company that writes jingles, and the company's going to be called Jangles, and our tagline is going to be hit 'em in the jangles.
Right? Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, you know who will be like Joey and Jesse on Full House?
Oh my gosh.
They went
They
into
have
the
to
jingle
be,
business.
They all have to be like.
We don't have
almost
nearly
in
the hair
tune,
for that, Cirillo.
right? Almost in tune with the harmonies, but not quite.
Slightly off.
Just enough to make you mad about it.
Yeah,
I know.
like Fergie singing the national anthem. Mad about
I
it.
forgot about that.
Oh, that was tough.
Probably
That was real tough.
intentionally. No hate on Fergie, but the national anthem tuning, it's probably hard to hear in those stadiums.
I mean, you know what could have helped her was some auto tune, which is kind of like
Oh,
AI for the
It
voice.
sure is. Great segue, Michael.
Thank
wow,
you.
what a segue. You know, the reason why we segued just like that is because today we're talking to Brad Title at Gubagoo, someone who has been always early in adoption of new technology, and we're excited to get to talk to him about some of the new things that they're doing, the way he's seeing the world. Always an insightful conversation. So we hope you enjoy this conversation with Brad.
Hey, Brad, thank you so much for joining us today on Auto Collabs.
Thanks for having us. I appreciate coming on. It's always great to be on your show. So
It was awesome to spend some time together at the NADA show this year. I just really appreciate your straightforward way of talking about tech, of talking about the needs of dealers. I think a lot of times people can dance around because, not even intentionally, they can dance around because they have they think in a strictly technical way. So I don't know. I have a feeling that this conversation is going to be a lot more straight talk.
look forward to it.
So let's just start this way. I'm just going to go in on it. Not like people need another AI conversation, but I'm just going to rip the band. I'm just going to rip. I know you were asking, can we please talk about AI again? But
AI,
because you're
CDP, man.
Brad's excited about it too, I can tell.
no, but because you're such a I'll tell it to you straight kind of guy. Can you give me in one? I'm going to put you on the big spot. Can you give me one sentence why we shouldn't be paying attention to AI right now?
Why we should not?
Correct.
Oh, I think there's a huge mistake not paying attention to it. And I think AI will help optimize and revolutionize so much of the world, from basic best practices that we don't consider today. You know, you look at title clerking and the paper process to perfect a lien and transfer titles and the problems it causes. You know, AI can solve that problem for both dealers, the brand, the consumer. And so I think AI has a huge, huge impact. You know, a lot of people say that AI will cost a lot of jobs, but AI over the next 3 years is supposed to create 25 million new jobs. So
What's the risk of overemphasizing AI? Right, because I kind of asked you the question as like a tongue in cheek, but what's the risk of overemphasizing the implementation of AI right now?
you immediately kill the entire personal experience, and you remove that relationship building that businesses and consumers need to have if you want to build loyalty and retain their customers. So, you know, AI is a tool, not a solution to everything. Of course, as machine learning and deep learning continues to evolve, with the risk of devaluing the human relationship involvement with the consumers, new ways to engage those consumers will always be a part of the process. But, you know, there is that risk where you think all straight AI, you know, you're dehumanizing the entire experience.
You gave me a T-shirt idea in there.
Uh-oh.
No, it's just very simple. It's a simple statement. AI is a tool, not a solution.
Dude, that was my takeaway. Like, I'm taking that to the bank because
It's gonna be the title of this episode.
everybody has been saying like AI can solve that, right? But I think AI is a tool in the tool belt in which humans solve the problems,
Correct.
utilizing the efficiency around AI. And that is like a narrative shift, I believe.
Absolutely.
See, you don't even need to. We can streamline the shirt and just it'll say, "Don't be a tool."
I think they made that in '93. That was like
You know what's interesting though? You got me thinking about Brad, which is this. Today, there are two sides of this narrative. There are those that are like, I see it, I get it, I'm an early adopter, I can see how this is going to revolutionize your point of creating 25 million jobs. Then there's the other side of this, the narrative, which is the people that, dare I say, are butt hurt over the concept because they're like, no, this is going to take our job. But if we're being honest, most of the people that feel that way weren't providing a better experience than AI for their customers to begin with. And I wonder if that's the reason they feel so threatened by it.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
the AI delivers the follow through, guys. Right? I mean, you have poor follow up and you have poor engagement when you're using AI on CRM databases and you're automating the engagement and the follow up and reading the leads and being able to engage the consumers. That's where I think people become insecure when you think about in sales, for example. I personally believe that with the evolution of AI and the jobs that people fear it'll take away, it's going to create more jobs in different ways because we're not erasing the human element.
Yeah, and where we're at in the timeline here is it's kind of okay right now to not know exactly what those jobs will be. Like that's part of the fun of evolution is figuring it out as we go.
Yeah, I mean, AI is going to absolutely revolutionize and move us forward faster than we've moved in the last 80 years. There's no question about it. And you can't really see what the future looks like. I always picture it like the Jetsons. But in reality, AI can solve a lot of problems and make people more effective, more efficient, and be able to improve their job. But when we started with AI about 8 years ago, when we started learning about these bots in the chat space and testing them with stupid questions and they would answer you with awful responses, we quickly learned that we prefer to use AI as an assistant, a solution. So we actually call it AI Assist. And what it would do is it would focus on, the conversational intent of the question. It would focus on the contextual awareness of the question so that it could understand the question, be able to know it could answer it, whether it's appointment, pricing, the vehicle availability, the trade, payoff with actual trade value included. It could answer questions repeatedly and save time for the operator resourcing this, especially when you have 4 channels with one operator. 3 minutes to answer one question leaves 3 other people waiting 9 minutes on one question. So 3-4 questions deep, you have a long time. So we use the AI to assist us to find the answers, keep the operator involved, review the response, and then submit it to the consumer so that there is that human element still, right? I mean, AI is great on so many levels, but it won't convert at the same level if it answers every question because the consumer doesn't need to. So there's that.
Do you think it'll ever get there?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. The machine learning that's going on, the deep learning that's been invested in, all the new things that people are investing in AI to solve problems for, like I was talking about title clerking. There's groups that have 60 people handling title perfection and transferring when you don't have to deal with a wet signature and you can connect to all the DMVs, all those jobs will change. And the complaints and the impact of not having the title transfer properly will improve consumer experience, the dealerships. And I think that just like that, AI is already playing a role in how omni-channel providers can assist the customer more effectively, efficiently. I think it will also affect the entire online retailing, like your first question, the problems of going from online to in-store. Yeah, being able to continue where you left off when you're in the dealership. If you calculate a payment online, but it never considered the payoff, you're going to find out when you get in the store, and it's going to upset the customer that they got to find out what the payoff is and the payment you saw wasn't accurate. And then there's also the whole connectivity, being able to connect the online to back office systems, not just the DMS, but the CRM, the finance tools, all the way to sending and submitting contracts to in transit. So, these processes can be improved now with AI. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, one of the things that I think that as the auto industry world that we've done is betray the trust of the consumer, right? And I every single element that you've just pointed to, whether it be title clerking or payments or the process in store or contracts in transit or anything like that, there are so many opportunities, whether intended or not intended, to actually betray the trust of the consumer because human error or intervention actually gets in the way of what could be an automated process, right? And so it unintentionally or intentionally, we have not created software ecosystems that ensure trust is transferred all the way around the vehicle, the purchase process. And that's where like the human can now be enabled to like build trust in the relationship and not have to also build trust in a potentially lackluster process,
Mm.
right?
Sure.
Which is that's a hard thing for like for a human to build trust in a process is a lot different than a human to build a trust in another human,
Mhm.
right?
Well,
And that's
the trick
yeah.
is right when systems betray the employee's trust, right? You got someone coming in, they saw a payment online, they gave the trade information, the AI or the technology quoted a payment, and then they have to explain to the person when they come in that they don't have the payoff included. That's when those people lose the trust, right? So the systems have to be able to work together so that the end users trust the systems. Once the systems are trusted by the end users, then when you're using AI to deliver accurate information, it's actually effective and accurate. Then the individuals actually bring the authenticity to the experience, is what I believe.
Yeah, because how many I mean, you guys probably deal with this a lot, but like when I was at the dealership, we used to look at like monthly active users in all of our systems, like how many people are actually logging into the systems.
Yeah.
And typically, it wasn't because the system was bad by nature, or even like there's a lot of argument like, oh, there's too many systems. Well, shoot, people log into like 33 social media accounts a day and check 5 emails. They know how to log into multiple systems. That's not the issue. It's that system has betrayed the trust of the actual employee at some level, right? Varying
Or the
degrees of
customer
trust,
and the employee doesn't
or the
trust the
customer.
system.
So they're mad. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I believe that that's where the AI, as it's getting smarter, more effective, more efficient, and as just the consumers of the world, like everybody on the planet that had to start adopting texting or emailing and stop mailing, start adopting the trust of AI on a site with the questions. When those, as this improves, I believe that the human element is what brings the authenticity to the whole process. So I think there's an equal balance between the two. I think the AI brings
Now,
efficiency and effectiveness.
here's a question that I have for you, just from like a product building perspective, because this is one that's interesting that I haven't really poked at with anyone that is building a lot of AI technology right now. But you just said 8 years ago you were starting to experiment at Gubagoo with AI at whatever level it was then, right? A lot more machine learning, less AI, right? Until these large language models came into play. But when you think about like what's the difficulty right now of pivoting so quickly for a SaaS company that has to rely on something that's like not yet fully baked and
Mm.
build it into
Hmm.
the entire ecosystem of a product, right? Because you've got product roadmaps, you've got things that dealers are asking for, things that you've had on the roadmap that are 3, 4, 5 year product roadmaps, and now you get this injection of a net new thing that is altogether better, but actually like that takes a lot of work to kind of pivot and figure out how it works into the roadmap and how you shift and move and gain the dealer's trust on the product roadmap. What does that look like over the past couple of years?
That's the story of my career. We're all in a feature war race, right? We're all chasing the features. We're all chasing the best experience. We're all trying to connect with all the APIs. At the end of the day, um, you know, we're building a new all-in-one CRM platform. So the Focus platform that will encompass and include our entire retailing tools from Gubagoo, our omni-channel tools, so that uh, we reinvent the new CRM 2.0, I call it. It's not just contact management, but it's omni-channel real-time engagement. So I don't have to email somebody, or I don't have to send a text to them, because I can see they're on WhatsApp typing and I can deliver the message, and I can use the retailing tools to communicate through that channel. So we're streamlining all of this right now. We're working on a big CDP project called Curator. And of course, with the influence of AI, I mean, there's so many areas of the business that companies never, or people didn't try to go change or optimize, like, improving titling, because it's such a laborious role, right? With AI, you can do these things now. So we're looking at our investments and our strategy with AI. And as we're bringing everything into the all-in-one CRM platform, and introducing our own CDP with all first-party data, we're looking at how the AI is going to automate marketing best practices for dealers and their agencies. We're looking at how the AI can read the information in the CRM from inbound leads or texts, to the attachments, to opportunities based on age, date, last response time, to be able to continuously re-engage. So to me, AI is a strong instrument, a very flexible tool that can optimize many different individual inefficiencies that people have in their work, to help them become better and more effective and scale better. Less people.
By the way, thank you for not using the term CDP and AI in the same sentence, because you might have just broken the space-time continuum.
He at least gave it a period in the middle of it. It was
There was a
great.
period in the middle.
When we had our last interview at NADA, I was just introducing a prototype for our vision plan for CDP. And it's funny, 8 years ago, conversational commerce was used everywhere, and then now CDP has been used so many different ways. I don't even know the true definition.
Don't even know what it means anymore.
Other than my own.
What is yours?
What's interesting to me is I can't help but think that technology is only progressing at lightning speed for those that weren't paying attention to a degree. Like, wait, where did all of this come from? It's like, have you not used Google over the last 30 years? Like, have you not understood that machine learning was the precursor to where we're at now, and we have language learning? And before that, it was programmatic. Like, some form of a seed of AI has existed since like the 50s, right? And the reason it feels like it's happening so fast now is because you just popped your head up. There's a new hype around things like GPT or Gemini or whatever, and it's really making people hyper aware. And then they get all freaked out. But I feel like for guys like you, Brad, you being in it for quite some time, even bringing up George Jetson, which, by the way, that's a side topic because he was born 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So if we're really tracking timelines, by the time he's 40, when the show takes place, we will have flying cars, because they're, like, people then 40 years from now will be like, where'd all these flying cars come from? And you're like, dude, do you not remember 2024 when the FAA approved the first prototype? So from your perspective in building out these softwares and these AI tools, how do you envision getting broad adoption, right? Because there are early adopters, but there are going to be a lot of people that are like, whoa, this is moving too fast for me. What's the inroad to help everyone understand that this isn't going away?
Well, so if I think about when I entered the chat space in 2010, there was 3 big companies, and for us, our strategy was a feature war to get ahead in order to grow. Then when you started to hear about online retailing, if it wasn't for COVID, I don't think retailing online would have been where we are today. The fast tracking of it was pretty impressive. Speaking for understanding my business, the growth it had during the times when chat was not an essential product. Retailing wasn't essential. Dealers could spend 10 different ways and still hit their number and afford their big ad budget. And then it changed. It became essential, right? But in the last 2 years, I have never seen anything like the impact that AI has taken hold all of a sudden. Where, like you said, everyone's head has popped up because everyone learned quickly, and through viral, the ChatGPT site people could play with, and started to recognize personally how the value of this can impact them personally, whether it's generating code or generating PowerPoints or any question you can ask, you get the answer. So it started to build the trust and it went viral. And with that, the world has embraced it. And it's just growing faster than I've seen any segment of technology the last 20 years. I mean, it's super fast right now. And the reality is, there's so many areas of AI that if the world opened up APIs to everyone, you could connect the data and do so much more. But it is a fragmented space in automotive. So how do you use the tools, how to build it to make it work? I don't think that the tech was ever designed to disappoint or let people down. Retailing, for example, was a fast track during COVID, where not everybody was in place to open up APIs from lending down to credit information to trade data. So the tools were built as the best we could, I believe, across all the competitive landscape. And it's been a feature war since the adoption of COVID with retailing to get the payoff, connect to the DMS, connect to the CRM, right? And so letting those people down was just a matter of the way the speed of the market, right? And the adoption. And AI is the perfect example of something to me that in 24 months, it used to be called bots and was pretty worthless in my opinion, 8 years.
Right.
Now it's come such a long way so fast, except bots were worthless to all of us perceptually, right? Today, AI is still a bot by definition, but super powerful. And with quantum computing, it's even going to grow even faster. So I think that the world has recognized how AI can impact every single person on the planet individually. And that's why there's such an interest.
I'm personally a little bit frightened because I can only picture me never leaving a recliner because AI will.
They have a movie about that. It's called Wall-E
for me.
It's called Wall-E, Mike.
Oh man, well listen, Brad, we're so glad that you were able to share some time with us today on Auto Collabs. Thanks for sharing all of your wisdom with us. We really appreciate it.
I would appreciate it as well. Thank you for having us. We have a lot of stuff coming out with AI being released and new platforms with our CDP connecting all the customer data, first party platform data in our platform that will be able to connect all of our retailing, our omni-channel tools, the CRM. We're going to see some big stuff coming out over the next year.
I feel like there should be a musical outro. Come on. We're going to do it. Gubagoo. Gubagoo.
Gubagoo. Well, we helped you out with that one. Man, the like simple statement that he was like, 8 years ago, we were messing with this thing called AI.
Right.
Like, duh. Of course you were. Right.
It's, yeah. I think what came up in that interview is rarely talked about. It's like the seeds of this, Michael, you said it, have been like, if you're paying attention, you've seen it coming. You've seen it coming. But obviously now the momentum is picking up. That's still happening.
What was the shirt title that he gave us about AI? Now I've lost it. Oh my goodness. What am I doing?
Right there.
It's not it's a tool, not a solution.
It's a tool, not a solution. Oh gosh.
I'm gonna be wearing the "Don't be a tool."
Don't be a tool shirt, right? From 1993, right? And I think that that's really key for us to think about as an industry, just and with any net new tool, instead of just believing that they're the silver bullet solution, like, AI can solve everything. If I had a CDP, I'd be good.
Yeah.
If
turn it on.
Whatever X is.
Oh my gosh. Remember just like a couple years ago, it was like, I have digital retailing on my website.
Solved. Right?
Yeah.
No, it's a tool that humans implement in order to create the solution to have better guest
and build systems around.
This is why I asked the question about people paying attention, because like Google's existed for how many years now? Let's just say 30, 25. No, I don't know, whatever it is.
20.
Fast forward to today when we've even made it a verb, just Google it, right? How many people en masse still don't know how to use Google effectively enough? And
or so, just a little sliver of it.
That's what I think about with AI. I'm like, well, I look at my in-laws, like my mother-in-law, bless her heart. still believes that if she does not specifically click the sign out button on her Yahoo Mail account, that her emails will seep out into the ether.
You know what? You know what? Bless her
yeah.
heart means when you live in the South.
Yeah, I know.
When
She doesn't listen to this. They don't.
She
know
doesn't
how
listen to the
they don't
pod.
know how
Good.
to
Okay,
do it.
we're fine.
And
We're
the point
fine.
is like, will there come a time where certain people, maybe our age demo, Paul, will age out of all of this and just be like, who cares? I don't even care what's going on in the world. I just want to read the newspaper again.
No,
I still do.
I
wanna
don't.
read the newspaper.
I don't want to read the newspaper. I want to age out of having to read the newspaper at all. Right?
There. Like,
I want to start every day just
I'm on
like
a
we started
beach.
this podcast with a guitar and writing some songs for our company jangles.
Company
Yeah.
jangles.
You know
There
what
go.
never ceases to amaze me, though, is just how much innovation is happening in the automotive industry. I know
It's
sometimes we get a
breakneck.
bad rap and we're like, oh, no, we're behind the times and this and that. When you really pull out, you look at a company like Gubagoo or
Mhm.
many of the others, like we're at the forefront of a lot of innovation. And I think a lot of industries are actually looking inward to ours. So with all
Great
that in
point.
mind,
For that.
hey, hope you guys enjoyed this episode with Brad. If you're listening to this before ASOTU Con, it's not too late.
Nope.
I'm just saying, it's not too late.
We'll
Grab
sell you
your
a ticket at the door.
Yeah. Hey, hotel rooms selling out fast. Over, what are we up now? 100 speakers?
Close.
93
90 to
or
100.
something
93
crazy. Yeah.
speakers, panelists, subject matter experts. Ever heard of the book Unreasonable Hospitality?
I've heard of
Will
that.
going to be there. Like,
I've
we
heard of
can't
that
gloss over that. That is worth the price of admission alone. Go to asotucon.com, grab your tickets. We'd love to see you there. If you're listening in the future, FOMO, you missed out. Hope we see you at the next one, whenever it is. In the future, you might be listening in 2062.
May
and
2025,
Paul's gonna
just-
roll in on a scooter.
Just circle the middle part of May, whatever year you're in, and be like, that's when ASOTUCon is going to happen. Let me block it off.
It's perfect.
If you can't tell, we're super excited, super passionate about it. We're digging into a lot of topics that are going to help you dominate through the next 18, 24, 48 months, especially through all the volatility of the market. Don't do it alone. There's no reason you should be doing it alone. Get in the room where we are coming up with active solutions. Hope to see you there, ASOTUCon. And on behalf of myself, Michael Cirillo, Paul J. Daly, Kyle Mountsier, thanks for watching Auto Collabs.
Welcome to Auto Collabs.
Why are we recording?
Are we rolling yet?